Hello and welcome to Hands-on IT. This is the third video in the series. So far we have enabled Hyper-V Manager and installed the first virtual machine with Windows 2019 Server. In this video I will demonstrate how to use snapshots. I will create a new snapshot and export the snapshot to a file. Well, one important thing to mention right now is that the snapshots are not the same as full backups. Don't ever make that mistake. I learned the hard way early in my career in IT department. It's one thing to have a complete snapshot of your virtual machine stored on the drive, but having a reliable backup is absolutely necessary when you work with VMs. For now, it's okay because you're working in a lab. So if you lose your VM, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I will cover in the future videos if there's interest. I'm going to cover backup solutions currently on the market. I'll cover Druva, Azure, and I'll also going to mention manual backup that's free. Just remember, you're only as good as your last backup. If you don't want to lose your job, have a backup. So what are we using snapshots for? It's a handy tool to roll back the changes you just made without the hassle of restoring the entire virtual machine from the backup. So for example, you applied some updates, they crashed the system, or you accidentally removed the app, and that app is absolutely necessary, or you overwritten some data configuration files, you can quickly roll back the changes. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a new snapshot. I'm going to show you where the data is stored, how to get to it, and we're going to export to a file. And in the next episode, I'm going to show you how to import. So let's get to it. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to open the virtual machine and go to settings. There are two options for you right now built into Hyper-V for snapshots or checkpoints. That's what it's called. You can do the production checkpoints, you can do standard checkpoints. Just read the description. And also below, it tells you where snapshots are being stored. So it's being stored in the folder VM virtual machines. There's a folder called snapshots. You're going to see it when you go in there. Yep. Okay, these are your snapshots. Anything's ever been taken, any snapshots been ever taken on this virtual machine will be stored in here. So there are two parts. Remember, there's a hard drive with snapshots and the snapshots, the description of the snapshot. So this is the hard drive with the snapshot. So just remember, the hard drive by a snapshot by itself without the actual drive is not going to help you. Imagine I just deleted Windows Server A at 17 gigs, and I'm trying to start the virtual machine with something that's, I don't know, a couple megabytes in size. That's not going to work. Okay, so the snapshots are going to be stored in here. Let's continue. Okay, I'm going to log in and I'll try to install Chrome. By default, when you start Windows, Internet Explorer security is enabled. It's great but annoying feature. Every time you try to download something, every single request, the system will prompt you if you approve it. So one way to disable it is to disable IE Enhanced Security Configuration. It's on the screen, you see how it's done. All right, now we're going to open, I think it's IE. We're going to download Chrome. Okay, we have Chrome installed. I'm just installing to show you the changes we made. I'm just going to make it a default application for my web as my web browser, so it will replace IE. Yep. Okay, so we just made a change. We installed Chrome. All right, I'm closing this virtual machine and I'm going to take the snapshot manually. So I'm clicking on checkpoint. It'll take it manually as opposed to automatic snapshots. Okay, how do you use snapshots? You just apply the snapshot. If you don't have the description, you really don't know what changed. So you're just gonna have to try each one of them. In this case, I'm putting description install Chrome, and next time I want to use this snapshot, it's simple. Just apply. I don't have to apply because it's current. It's right now running. It says the now underneath, but just for the sake of completeness, I'll click on it. All right, let's connect to this virtual machine. I'll shut it down now and start and connect. Okay, see Chrome is installed. So if you roll back to the previous one, to the previous snapshot, before I install Chrome, just try it. Okay, this shows you this is off. So let me just turn this on. Snapshots are not difficult. You just have to understand what you're doing. Okay, just pay attention to the windows on the right. This is where snapshots are being created and deleted or merged. It's going to show you what it looks like when I delete or create new snapshots. New files are being created and deleted. When you delete the snapshot, your existing data merges with the drive. We're going to test that closer to the end. Okay, so I have 3 different snapshots. I'm going to apply the second one, the one before. So creating snapshots and exporting snapshots, these are 2 different operations. Remember that. Creating by itself, it's not going to export anything. Exporting snapshots is grabbing the entire solution with the drive. If you copy snapshot files, you won't be able to restore the virtual machine. You won't be able to import because the drive has to be there. Okay, I'm going to try to apply, which means I'm switching back to the previous snapshot. Very simple. Let's see if Chrome is listed on the desktop. It is not. I hope it's clear because it's not really difficult. Okay, now I'm just saying, okay, checking this, okay, this is turned on. Now pay attention to the window on the right. I'm going to delete subtree, which means anything below and including the folder I'm currently selecting. Okay. I'm deleting all checkpoints, which means I'm going back to my original drive. As you can see in the windows on the right, there's nothing left. Okay, so you click on checkpoints. Now, because you don't have any existing checkpoints, you can make a change. This is it. This is the drive, Windows A, virtual drive. If you apply for a job, just be ready because most likely these questions will pop up. That's why I'm showing you rather than discussing it, because unless you've done it hands-on, you'll never understand and you're never going to be able to apply those skills during your interview. Okay, that's part one. Okay, and now it's part two. Let's export um, our snapshot. We want to export a snapshot to a file. So first, as usual, create a data and folder structure so you know where you're saving. So I'm creating a new folder. This way I'm not going to have to look for it. It's inside VM. It's just for this example, for this demo, I'm creating the folder called snapshot exports. Yep, I'm going to, this is my current snapshot. Just going to apply to be 100% sure this is the one I want to export. You can do it from the top window or the bottom window, doesn't matter, as long as you click on export. It's going to ask you the location where you want to store it, the folder I just created, exports. It'll get the name from your snapshot. You can always rename it later. Just for convenience, pin it. Okay, let's go to snapshot. Okay, it looks like it's doing something. And my drive is listed 17 gigs. That's about right. So it's getting the drive plus the changes. This is the solution, complete solution that you can use to import your virtual machine. It's very handy if you want to move it to another host, Hyper-V host, or you can just restore something that you accidentally deleted. Okay, let me rename the folder. You can do that. And that's pretty much it. So I just want to make sure you understand there's a big difference between backup and snapshots. Snapshots are very handy. I use them all the time. In VMware, they also have snapshots, but we're covering Hyper-V. Make sure you have the backup, and the backup should be on a different server, on a different drive at least, because if anything happens to this drive, you're losing both your production box, virtual box, and your backup. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to import those backups. We can import um, from previously exported snapshots with the drive. Let's see if that works. I'm going to make a couple mistakes just to show you what's going to happen if you try to import a machine that's already existing in the Hyper-V environment. Just play as much as possible. If you want to break something, now is the time. Okay, that's pretty much it. And hopefully, just please subscribe and hopefully you like it. See you in the next video.